Hello and welcome to Here's a Thought, a podcast made by teens for teens. I'm Ash.
I'm Tia.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Ace.
And this episode we're talking about non-binary / transgender oppression. Now we're going to go down the line, we're going to say pronouns and gender orientation. Hi, I'm Ash, my pronouns are they, them, and I am gender fluid.
I'm Tia, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm female.
I'm Charlotte, my pronouns are she, her, and I am also female.
I am Ace. Currently my pronouns are he, they, and I am also gender fluid.
Right, so should we get this off the bat, obviously, because we're talking about oppression. Have you guys, Charlotte or Tia, got any questions for me or Ace about kind of what it's like coming to terms with the fact that we come under the transgender umbrella or anything like that?
I have questions about his pronouns, because you said
Go ahead.
he, they.
Yes.
So you're technically both
Ye-
male and non-binary.
Currently, yes.
Bit of both.
I think actually another thing that we should point out currently is what gender fluid actually is.
Yes, 100%.
Before we explain and you go any further.
People are going to be like, what is that?
Exactly. It's just like so that's actually bring up a valuable point.
Very good, yeah.
Most people don't actually
No.
reckon, like some people hear trans males, trans females, but more currently, not many. It's come to terms that there are other sort of gender orientations.
Yes.
For example, gender fluid, you can feel a certain way.
Dressing, especially.
Yeah,
the way
dressing.
you dress.
The way you dress. And unfortunately, like with the oppression, as much as I would love to wear a dress, last time I wore a dress, my mum had a go at me.
Yeah. The thing is I want to add the difference between non-binary and gender fluid.
Yes.
When I started off, I am self-identifying as non-binary,
Same.
which from my layman's terms, is identifying as neither, in between, completely neutral.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter if you want to dress female or male, it's just you self-identify as
clothes don't have a
completely-
gender.
Clothes don't have a gender. Like, on the camera, currently I am wearing a skirt and fishnets. I'm gender fluid. I don't care. I wore a suit yesterday. It's like with gender fluid, I don't just go, oh, so is it you dress male and female? No. There'll be a day where I go, I want to dress like nothing. Like, it might be half and half. Like, I've got a massive jumper and like a skirt. Or I want to go, I want to wear a tuxedo today. Are you a male? Yes. Like,
Yeah.
like, people go, are you male or female? I kind of just have to go,
Yep.
yes.
How did you know, like, growing up, how was it for you, like, your experience? Did you, like, know that you weren't in a binary term, or did you, like, realise it over time? Like, how was it for either of you?
For me, it was pretty much over time because I was in a very, very, like I think last episode, I was in a very binary household where if you were born AMAB, which is assigned male at birth,
Yep.
you must be the male, and same for if you was assigned female. But sort of growing up, it's kind of just like it's not me. Like I don't want it's hard to explain, really.
Especially when you grow up in a binary household like me and Ace did. We both grew up in households where the LGBTQIA plus community wasn't really talked about. It wasn't something that my parents educated me on.
Yeah.
So it was something that I had to learn on my own, which was quite difficult because when I went into my later years of secondary school, I was like, I grew up with it being a very sheltered thing that you can't talk about it in public as if it was still like the 50s and it was still illegal.
Like the word gay is offensive.
Yeah, I would say, oh, mum, dad, I've got a friend who's gay. And my dad like, you can't say that. And I'm like, why? Why? And then it wasn't until I was in year 9, like about 13 years old, I was finally like, I am not straight. Like, I dated a boy. I say dated, I was 13. Who lasted about a month, and I was like, wow, I don't like men.
Yeah.
I really don't. It was a really weird experience because I had a mostly straight friend group throughout secondary school. I was the only gay person in my friendship group, and they were all like, so what's it like? And I'm like, I don't know. It's the same way you like a guy. I just like a girl better.
Yeah.
I mean, with the friendship group, I had a very LGBTQ plus, like, friendship group. So, like, everybody, it was a very nice experience, but it also did feel a bit like, because everybody else in the year was straight, because, like, the majority were in that friendship group,
Especially in secondary school.
it felt very isolating, but also, like, it was good because we could make more awareness about the different gender identities and about, like, just being part of, like, what LGBTQ means, like, all of the different labels. And I feel like one thing that people really, like, get bogged down with is labels.
Yeah.
So what do
Oh
you
my
guys
God,
think
yeah.
about the labels being so, like,
I
upfront?
Yeah, I want to quickly talk about things like, not like deed polls, but things like paperwork that you have to sign.
Yeah.
Especially with jobs, they'll always go male and female, and I understand that you need to put like assign male, assign female at birth. But then when you go to that job, they will refer to you as a female, and it's quite impossible, especially because I work at a hotel. It's quite impossible for when the guests go, so what are you? I'm not really allowed to answer other than saying female. I'm not really allowed to say anything else, because if they go, you've got someone working for you who's not a female, how is this establishment still in business? And my boss is like, why? Why did you tell them? But yeah, labels has always been a really difficult thing, because when I came out, I hadn't really come out, my parents kind of gathered. They guessed, really. They like based on what was going on at the time. My dad was very stigmatized with labels. He was like, so you're a lesbian? I was like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
So that's not quite a straight answer.
No.
If you're not female, you can't be
because
a lesbian.
I was like, and my dad was like, so you like girls? I was like, yeah, so you're a lesbian? Yeah, but I'm not a woman. So I usually at first, I would just say, when I was still non-binary, I'm a non-binary lesbian, and people would be like, what? What?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's the easiest way to put it for you not to go, what? And now I just say I'm a gender fluid person with a main interest in women, but I date anyone other than men, really. No offense, I don't have like hatred towards men, I just don't like them all that much.
Don't blame you.
Oh no, I don't blame you either.
No.
I'm just kind of stuck with that preference.
Yeah, I mean, people are like, but is it a choice? And I'm like, no. I say dated, it really wasn't. I was close friends with a boy.
Oh, friends.
And I really just didn't like it. It might just be that specific guy, like the guy that I dated might have just been that. But everyone that I've met that has shown, quotation marks, shown interest in me, I've been like, you are either 30 or just a man. Because the amount of times, going on for a bit of thing, the way I dress, I get a lot of confusion. Because obviously I've got short hair, fairly deep voice for being born as a female, but I wear skirts, and they're like, I get a lot of, what? Like I get looked up and down and go, what is this? And I'm like, take a guess.
Yeah, see, so I grew up, my mum's fairly accepting of everything. So although I am straight, I am born woman, and remaining woman. I don't know how else to put that.
That's a good way to put it.
Born woman, remaining woman.
Still am.
I don't conform to any sort of other than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But my brother would wear dresses, and other parents would take issue with that.
Really quick thing, you don't have to be gay just to wear dresses. Like, I know, I have a straight best friend who is a guy, rocked up to sixth form in a skirt that I had lent him, and he rocked it. He's not gay, he's the straightest person I know.
I would like to point something. It's quite funny, actually, how everyone says about, like, how guys can't wear skirts, and then all of that, and then people also go, but Scottish guys look good in a kilt.
Yeah.
Kilt is just it's another skirt. It's a cultural skirt.
I think most people just think, damn, he looks better than me. I don't like that.
Yeah.
He looks better than me in a skirt. Don't like that.
It's people who aren't sort of it's the way that I like to explain rugby sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you're not confident within yourself, you're going to have a go at other people because they've got the confidence. They've got the confidence to do what you can't, which is another thing why I think people like hate and like oppress like the sort of the LGBT community is because we've come to terms with who we are and because we're different.
Yeah, we're not.
And we like to show it.
Because we're not the majority.
We're not the majority,
We're not the majority.
But because a minority wants to show that we are actually here.
We exist.
And we exist, it's kind of like...
Yeah. But then there's that one group of what has been called the super straights who ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
Super straight, isn't it, where it's like, so I, female, remaining female.
That's not a super straight is
a male remaining male.
Yeah, a super straight is, like, in my terms, is basically someone who is calling them, not trying to call themselves homophobic, but they're homophobic. They identify as super straight. It's not a sexuality. No. It's just you're calling yourself homophobic without calling yourself homophobic. You don't like the idea of a man marrying a man, woman marrying a woman, etc. Like, you don't need to give yourself
And it's not just like exclusively to they're not just saying that like they won't date men. They're saying that they won't date trans people. So
Yeah, because according to
Yeah.
them, trans women aren't women, trans men aren't men, which is a lie.
So
Yeah.
it's basically just them expressing their homophobic,
Like
transphobic
opinions.
beliefs through their sexuality, which isn't...
Sexuality.
Yeah,
It's an excuse, if
yeah.
anything.
I mean, the whole not dating a trans person thing, it really gets me.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, well, he's a man now, and she's
What's
a
the
woman
difference?
now. What's the difference? And then there's people that are like, well, she's not a real woman, she can't have
How do
kids.
you know?
She can't have kids. And I'm like,
Can
but
you?
there are
What?
so many women that are
Yeah.
so unfortunate and can't have kids. Is she not a woman then?
Yeah, I was born a female. I can't have children. I'm gay as well. Double whammy. Like, I couldn't have kids
I
before
feel
I was
like-
gay.
I feel like it's very invalidating to people, and also like with the fertilization problem, there are lots and lots of people that, like lots of women and lots of men as well, that have fertilization issues.
Yeah.
So to say like, oh, they can't, like,
Reproduce,
Yeah.
so they're not.
It's not
that
exclusive to
gender.
people of the LGBT community. Many straight people have reproduction issues. It's a normal thing. It's a thing that's like part of a majority of men and women who just can't have children or have difficulty having children.
I feel
And
like
sorry, and even then now, that's some people still frown upon that. Like,
Yeah.
it's the current world. Everyone just wants to find something to have
A go at. Someone or
Yeah.
something to poke
Something
fun
to have
at.
issue with.
and when they find no more reasons or find no more info, facts, or whatever to poke at, they'll find something else.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also to do with society's like their choice of what identifies as a woman, what identifies as a male. So
Yeah.
I just want your guys' opinions on like, how do you think we should, like, is there a way to identify what makes a woman and what makes a male? Because I really don't know.
That's fair. No, I sometimes struggle with it as well. I, as a basic term, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a person by their appearance. Like literally, when it comes to like summertime, I can't really wear like just swim in trunks because I haven't had top surgery. So people go, woman. And I'm just like, well, no. And they're like, but how? But no, but you've got this and that, which makes you a woman. I'm like, but no.
Yeah.
Like the best thing is it might make you feel uncomfortable, which is fine. You don't have to. Is asking and saying, what would you like to be referred as? Like we do every session. We ask like pronouns, your self-identification. Are you like, because you can't just go woman or man. Like you can't just rock up to someone and go woman or man, answer, and they'll just panic.
Yes. Give answer.
Yeah, give
You must
answer.
Be definitive.
Yeah, like someone will just go, I don't know, and that's perfectly fine. Like for a long time, I just kept saying, ah. For a long time, I just went, yes.
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 What about you, Ace?
Where?
When it comes to terms of, like, how would you,
We're just bobbleheads.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah. Just, yeah.
with Charlotte's previous question, if she wants to repeat it so Ace can remember.
Please.
I think it was about the identity. Like,
Oh.
how do you know what makes a woman?
Yeah.
How do you know
Yeah.
what makes a male?
Yeah.
Personally, like, that's a hard question.
Yeah.
Personally,
It
that's a
is.
hard question to answer.
It's a really difficult question.
I suppose it's more of an internal feeling than
Yeah.
anything, because I know one of my friends, he came out to me as trans, so he's now he, and he was consistently saying, like, putting himself down about how he doesn't look masculine or anything, and I went, how do you feel though? He went, but I feel like a male.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then.
You're a man.
You're a man.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
So I don't think it's anything about looks or
No.
anything, which brings up another point actually of where trans men who like to wear skirts,
Yeah.
people then like,
But isn't that you reverting back to being a woman? No,
yeah,
it's not.
no, it's not.
Can we just talk about how...
Just reverting back to a habit.
Yeah.
As a girl, I mean, I don't wear skirts a lot, but I will wear a dress or a skirt. It's a,
Yeah, for like
it's a
if you feel
behaviour
like
that you're
it.
used to, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're going to the beach and you wear a skirt, that's normal behaviour.
Yeah, it doesn't make you a woman, doesn't make you a man.
make you a
It's a
woman, it doesn't
skirt.
make you
It's
a
a
man.
piece of fabric. Like, can we also talk about the fact that bottom surgery is 32,000 grand in the UK?
Jeez.
32 grand. Yeah. And people will always say, but what's in your pants? And they'll go, 32 grand.
Yeah.
32 grand. That's what's in my pants.
No.
Yeah, which is unfortunately most households make in a year. And the fact that you have to be put on a waiting list for about 5 to 6 years just for a consultation for them to go, do you really need it though? Are you that desperate? And I'm like, mate, I've paid 5 grand just to see you.
Yeah.
So yes, I do need it.
Yeah, and then, like it's 5 years, and then you've got to see one consultant, and then you've got to go through many, many more meetings of the
before
sort of
it's years before you even get like an actual like
definite
meeting with a
answer.
surgeon
Yeah.
either.
Don't you have to have like a 2-year?
There's a 2.
With speaking to a therapist or
a gender assignment therapist.
Gender assignment
Yeah,
therapist,
you can
which
say,
is super expensive.
I were to be transitioning, like I'm a man.
I want
I'm
this
a man,
surgery.
I want this surgery for 2 years.
Yeah.
You have to fight.
Yeah,
like
you
can't just say it once and they'll go, yeah, sure. You have to literally fight for years and go, I need this, I demand this out of you. You can't just take them there, okay, sure, for one instance. You have to go, I need this now. Like, you are going to put me on this list for this. I'm not saying taking no for an answer. Because half the time, do you know what I hate? The reason it's so expensive is because it's classed as cosmetic surgery.
Ooh.
It's not even under the NHS's free, like, healthcare, because top surgery, cosmetic, bottom surgery, cosmetic. It comes under the same thing as this Botox, breast inductions, breast reductions, breast implants, butt
Can I
implants.
tell you something that's slightly insane to me?
What?
If your boobs are so dramatically, so if one's a B and one's a D, the NHS will provide you with surgery to make them the same size.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Wait, do they?
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it comes under, it's an actual like body thing. It's
Yeah.
something like your body, like it's a genetic thing.
It's a genetic.
It's not like a transitioning thing because it's what your body's done to you. It comes under the NHS. But wanting to get them sliced off, nah, you got to pay $5,000 for that.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with this is that 99% of trans surgeries are successful.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Why are they so expensive?
I don't see why like it should be such a long wait. Also, it just came to me, but the I think it was conversion therapy.
Oh
Oh
God.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
the
sorry.
that's just come up in the news,
Bojo's trying
isn't
to
it?
get conversion therapy to be legal again.
Is he? I thought he was
Yep.
trying to go against that.
Here's the thing. At first, he was like, we need to ban this. 2 weeks later, he retracted all of those statements.
So
Every statement of him saying he wanted it banned
Was
got retracted. And now all that's left is him originally putting up to his parliament saying, how about conversion therapy? But no one knows why he retracted those statements. But it's Boris, what do you expect?
Well, it's pretty adamant, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
do you think that more trans awareness needs to be done by not just the government, but by schools as well? Do you think that they
Yes.
need to?
100%.
110%.
How do you think that we could implement this?
Having actual students from the LGBT community giving awareness assemblies, making posters, making pamphlets, because the amount of times that I've had straight, like, cisgender teachers give me an assembly on what it's like being gay when I'm sat there in front of them. And they literally gave us an assembly, put LGBT in front of us, yelled, what does G stand for? And I'm like, are you mocking me? Like, it genuinely felt like they were making fun of me. Because they were like, what does G stand for? What does B stand for? And I was the only one that said anything. And I was like, you are standing up here, treating us like 2-year-olds. Like, it genuinely, they might have not wanted it to feel like a mockery, but it felt like a mockery. Like, my girlfriend, who goes to the same sixth form as me, had the assembly. I warned her to not show up because I knew she would genuinely get very upset about it. It was making a mockery, I feel like, because they had no idea what they were doing.
A thing that, I would say maybe not students though, just on the safe side, because you know what schools are like.
Not just students.
Not just students.
No.
Maybe like other adults, sort of like people,
Allies,
or
people that you know are genuine allies and aren't just saying it to make themselves feel better.
Yeah, like if my old school like came down, like if I came out to them then, and they asked me to come down at one point to talk about it, I'd probably happily do it because I know back then, no one. That I think out of the entire 332 students,
Very specific.
Obviously, that I knew that was there, out of all of them, there was only one openly gay guy there.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was the same here. In my secondary school, they prided themselves on having a 500 diverse population of students. Guess how many of them were gay?
1.
3.
Oh, 3. Well, it's more than
Only
one.
2 of them. No, only 1 of them was out. That one was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and literally, it was every time they kept saying, we're open to our LGBT community. No,
Are you?
One, that's not
you're
the
not.
unity.
There's 1 out, 2 others that are still in the closet because you literally petrify us. Because they were literally they made everything very statistical and stigmatized. They made like, this percentage of the world is gay. And I'm like, okay.
Nice.
I don't need numbers. I need like people who are openly able to tell me that they're gay. I don't want 52% of the UK is gay, and I'm like, okay.
Where are they?
Where are they? I have not seen them. Like, okay.
I mean, with my school, for Pride Month, one of the things that we did, which I think could be really useful, was we did get one of the students, and she put, like, in the presentation, she put in the bulletin, like, different facts about, like, gay people. Yeah. It's just facts. It's not,
You
like...
had Pride Month at your school?
I was going to say that.
Wow, you had Pride Month.
Damn.
Progressive.
I think it's not just, like, the facts that we need, though. We need the support. We need the encouragement from people to know more. And, like, you do need to know about it. You do need awareness. But I feel like what we need to know, like, other people who go through this experience. Otherwise, it feels very alienating. It feels like it's just you. It feels like there's nobody else. So I feel like one thing that schools can do better is by getting more people to, like, show up. Maybe they could get, like, a guest speaker who just happens to be gay, or, like, just happens, so then they can share their experiences, and then you can get, like, a more all-rounded view.
I'm on the LGBT ambassador panel at my sixth form, and we often get invited to a lot of partnership in the college group secondary schools, like their partnership schools. Like, you have your secondary school and your, like, college or sixth form attached. I don't know, we get invited to a lot of year 10 and 11 diversity assemblies. But the way that the teachers sit us down in the staff room beforehand and explain what we need to say and what we're, in most instances, what we're not allowed to say. And I was like, but why aren't we allowed to say this? And like, because they're young. No, they're 15 and 16. They're going into big kid school where they're going to be adults. They're going to be big kids for once, unless you've treated them like toddlers, because they had literally brainwashed them to not know anything about the LGBT community. So we had to teach them as if they were 3. And I straight up nearly walked out and just said, I'm not doing this, because I am not sitting in a room talking to 500 kids that don't know. And it's not fair on them. It's not fair on them that they've got like 5 random strangers rocking up and go, this is what being gay is. They don't know, because they've not been taught. You can't just have a bunch of randos explain it. It doesn't work like that. It's not going to stick. They're just going to be like, okay.
It's almost like being kept indoors all your life and then being like,
go
touch grass.
They got sheltered and now being like, go outside. Like, what is outside?
What is the sun? What is the sun? What is this ball of gas in the sky?
Literally.
The awareness thing can almost backfire, though, I found.
Yeah.
I have
it
friends
can.
that I know are straight. Like, they are 100% straight. They've only ever dated the opposite gender. And they're all like, oh yeah, I'm bi. And I'm like, you might be.
Because there's bi-curious,
there's
bi-curious, undecided.
Which I get, but it's like, so many people it's almost like it's cool. Yeah, so they're like, I want to be different. So
being gay, I'd like to point this out. Yes, I was about to say that. Being gay is not a trend.
Like, just because you want to be part of the little crew and use all those nice TikTok audios, don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't. Like, this new TikTok audio by this non-binary creator went around, and it was about them exposing the transphobia they've got from coming out and changing their old name. And I'm like, I'm seeing loads of straight users using it for their glow-ups from year 7 to year 11.
Oh, the one I hope she looks...
talking about Brie. Talking about Brie.
Talking about Brie, yeah.
Stop. Like, we're trying to use it to empower ourselves from coming out as who we are. And then you've got all these people using it for their glow-ups.
Oh, yeah, please don't
for dyeing their hair and growing out their hair. Stop it.
Don't get me started on the straight dog, please.
We don't want to talk about that here.
I'm stuck on it.
We're not going to talk about that here. Right, so have you guys got any further questions about anything about what our whole topic is for this episode?
Have you ever experienced any oppression?
Yes. It was my first time. I remember I was going to, I think it was a friend's 18th that I'd been invited to. This was only a year ago. And I was wearing a suit and I had to get the bus. So I sat on the bus. And I was wearing the suit in the sense that I had boots on, trousers. I had a button up and I had a nice bralette underneath. But a couple of buttons, a nice tie, a nice blazer. Got on the bus. Mind you, my hair was the same. It was quite short. I sat on the bus. And there was a lot of people on this bus. I was like, okay, headphones in, keep to yourself, keep to yourself. I hear from the back of the bus, the T-slur. I'm not going to say it because it could be offensive. I hear the T-slur. And I turn around, I look around, I was like, could it be anyone else? And I'm like, there is only 3 other people on this bus. 2 of them are roadmen, another one's an old lady. I highly doubt this old lady's going to call me the T-slur. I see the 2 roadmen sat at the back of the bus, staring at me. I'm like, target acquired.
Yes.
Oh.
And mind you, this bus, my friend lives in Hitchin.
Oh.
That bus ride was 45 minutes. Those roadmen did not get off until I got off. I was praying to God they were like the stop after me.
Direction.
But it was, oh my God, yeah. And that's just like touching, that's like only scratching the surface. That was like my first ever one that I was like, me? Like you're talking to me? Like, mind you, I had never known about many of the slurs until I started getting them yelled at me. And I was like, so that's what that is.
Ah, right.
Yes, that's not a good thing. Okay, cool.
I think...
Just like sit there smiling.
You sit there smiling, thumbs up, like, yes.
I think, also, one of my friends, we've both had very serious encounters with, like, we're talking, like, really serious. Their one was, they was in Bedford, going...
Red flag already.
Yeah, Redford. Watching a movie and everything, and all of a sudden, these guys came out of nowhere, smacked the trans dude, looked at one of them, and then looked at my friend and was like, "What are you?" And then because of are you a guy or a girl? Because they couldn't tell, they then proceeded.
So they slapped them and then asked what they were.
Oh no, they looked at the judgment of what are you, and then basically slapped them up.
Oh, nice.
And
wonderful.
then, what's it, my one, Luton, another red flag.
Yep.
I'm waiting at a bus stop with my friend. He has severe separation anxiety when he's not with his other partner. And because we're I've known him since I was young, so we'll just hold hands for the fun, because I know what it's like. He feels comfort in it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it, because why wouldn't I be? And then I actually had a very, very large stone thrown at me from a car while being proceeded to be called the F word.
Slur,
Yeah, so...
I've got one more before my next anecdote. Just because you've got a gay friend doesn't mean you can use any slur, regardless. Doesn't matter if it's a gay slur or any others. You're not allowed to use them. I don't even use them.
No.
You see me saying the F slur, the T slur, because I get called them, I find them offensive. Similar to your story about getting a stone thrown at you. I was on a camping trip with some of my friends from my scouting group, and we were on like a little paddleboarding weekend. Right. And I was wearing a t-shirt. It was like a white t-shirt that had the all-inclusive flag on it, because it was a shirt that I wouldn't mind jumping in the river in because it was comfy. Yeah. And I was paddle. We had the like speaker, we were jamming out. And I can't remember where we were. I think we were actually near Wales. I think it was like a whole week we were like paddleboarding. We like did this whole adventure. And I remember there was, we like went past this cafe on like the river, and it was really weird because I had never felt judgment like it by just wearing a t-shirt with a rainbow on it. Like there was like loads of tables, and it was closest to like the actual bank where you could get off and get like a boat hire thing as well. And I remember just hearing like once again loads of slurs, and I was like, ignore it, keep on paddling, having fun, it's a good week, you're not going to let this ruin it now, it's like the last day. And I was like, you're not going to let this ruin your last day of your holiday. Yeah. And then I feel a cut on the back of my leg. I turn, this very jagged stone had been chucked at me. I was like, okay, might have just been an accident. Keeps on happening. I'm like, I turn, and it's the same lot that were yelling the slurs at me. Turn back to my scout leader and go, can we hurry this shit up? Because I'm getting literal rocks thrown at me. And I could see them like hunting for like the sharp, like the blunt ones.
Like the slang.
Like the pointy sharp ones that would literally, I ended up getting back to that day's camping site and having to rinse off and like disinfect. Yeah, no. Like the whole back of my thigh and the backs of my knees. Because as I was like frantically paddling away, they were just lobbing them at me. And I didn't want to retaliate, because God knows what they would have done if I retaliated. But
run away, probably.
Run away because I'm in a boat, I'm on the water and they're not.
The mentality behind, like, it's your choice, your life, the way you want to live it. It doesn't affect them.
No.
Why are you outraged about something that doesn't
It was a t-shirt that had a rainbow on it, and I was paddling past them for a whole, not even 5 minutes. And they were like, let's throw stones at this one.
It's quite sad how fragile people are to be offended by a rainbow.
Yeah. I feel like we should wrap this up. We're almost getting to half an hour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, Tegan and Tia and Charlotte, for your questions. This has been Here's a Thought. I have been Ash. I am Ash. I am Ash.
I am Tia.
I'm Charlotte.
And I is Ace.
Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.